Matt Armstrong has built a reputation as someone who can turn a pile of wrecked metal into a stunning showpiece using nothing but determination and a familiar set of tools. Widely viewed as a true icon in the automotive world, his passionate drive to rescue cars that others have given up on has made countless viewers feel like they are right there with him in the workshop. But his newest project has run into an enormous and disheartening obstacle. The man known for his ever-present smile was recently seen in tears, though the reason was neither a mechanical fault nor a blown engine. Instead, gossip is spreading that Bugatti has filed a shocking $19.2 million lawsuit against him related to his latest build. And the emotional weight on Matt is plain for everyone to see. That leads to an obvious question. Why was he hit with such a huge legal action? Let's look into the facts. Before rising to fame as the master of salvage yards, Matt Armstrong was just a kid from Leicester, England. Born on June 11, 1993, with what seemed like permanent grease under his nails, he did not study engines from books. He learned by watching his father Tony take them apart in their home garage. While other children played with toys, Matt absorbed the mechanical knowledge that would later make him famous. Life had its rough patches, as his parents separated when he was young. Still, Matt stayed focused, attending Lutterworth College, and even venturing into real estate using the BRR method, always chasing financial independence. But before he found that independence with a wrench, he found it on two wheels. Long before YouTube brought him millions, Matt was a professional BMX rider, competing in freestyle events across Europe and Dubai. He was good enough to earn sponsorships from brands like Mad Gear Pro. BMX also taught him to handle a camera, as he started filming his tricks to share with sponsors, unknowingly developing editing skills that would later break the internet. Yet professional sports take a harsh toll. Despite all the travel, the sponsorships barely covered his flights, and his income was next to nothing. Then came the crash that changed his life. During a qualifying run at the BMX World Championships in Germany, Matt dislocated his shoulder so badly that his career ended at only 20 years old. That injury could have been the end of his story, but instead it lit a fire. Forced to give up the bike, Matt returned to his garage roots, swapping handlebars for a wrench and turning a career-ending heartbreak into the most popular automotive channel on the planet. And while a broken shoulder closed the door on BMX, a broken car was about to open a window to a multi-million-pound future. The same grit that let him land backflips turned out to be exactly what he needed to transform scrap into a viral hit. What really sets the Matt Armstrong experience apart from every other car channel is the emotion behind the power. Matt does not hide behind a camera as a lone vlogger. He has invited his audience into his family. His partner Hannah Smith and his father Tony are not just cameos. They are the heart of the story. Tony Armstrong, who taught Matt almost everything about engines and improvising through tough repairs, is a fan favorite for good reason. Their connection is authentic. The raw feeling was clear when they worked together to rebuild a Ferrari F430 as a sincere gift, and again in 2025 when Matt returned the gesture by buying a flood-damaged Aston Martin DBX and fixing it for his dad. That video alone earned over 6 million views because people do not only watch for the horsepower, they watch for the family. Even with all his success, Matt has stayed humble. He has spread his empire into property investment and merchandise, making sure the Matt Armstrong name stands for more than just ad income. He has shown every aspiring creator that you do not need to work alone. By including his friends, family, and partner in every difficult repair and test drive, he has built a warm, relatable atmosphere that turns viewers into fans and fans into family. He has gone from a BMX rider with a broken shoulder to a global automotive legend, proving once and for all that with enough determination, a little help from your dad, and a toolbox, you can rebuild anything, including your own future. But the real secret to his success is not the tools. It is how he talks to the camera. Matt does not act like a superstar with all the answers. He acts like a buddy willing to get dirty and make mistakes right in front of us, just an ordinary guy. In a world full of overly polished influencers and scripted reality, Matt Armstrong is the fresh air the car community badly needed. While most creators try to hide their errors, Matt openly says in his bio that he is just a regular person winging it. He is not a master technician with walls of certificates. He is a guy with an angle grinder, a huge dream, and no fear of failing. This complete lack of pretense is pure gold. When Matt hits a problem or breaks a bolt, he leaves it in the video and lets viewers feel the frustration alongside him. That emotional honesty is exactly why even people who cannot tell a spark plug from a piston end up cheering for him. We have all been there, deep into a DIY project that is going wrong, and watching a legend like Matt struggle makes us feel like part of the team. But do not let the winging it attitude fool you. Matt is a master storyteller. Even though his videos can run nearly an hour, fans stay glued to the screen for every second. He does not just show you how to fix a car. He takes you on a high-stakes journey. Every project becomes a saga, with villains like seized engines and heroes like creative last-minute fixes. Whether rebuilding a wrecked Audi or a high-end Lamborghini, he structures each video like a movie. The dramatic "I bought a wreck" opening, the tough middle where everything seems lost, and the epic roaring finale of the first drive. That story arc, from wreck to redemption, keeps millions coming back. Matt has moved from simple sports cars to attention-grabbing hypercars that most people would not touch with a 10-foot pole. The world paused in 2024 when he spent £184,000 on a completely destroyed Mansory Rolls-Royce Wraith, once owned by Manchester United star Marcus Rashford. It was a £750,000 car reduced to scrap, and the entire internet thought he had finally taken on too much. But Matt's determination turned it into his most famous series yet. He documented every painful step, and the story grew so large that Rashford's own team reached out to help, sending spare keys and custom parts to keep the build genuine. When that Rolls-Royce finally came back to life, Matt did not just drive it around the block. He took it on a victorious road trip across Europe, all the way to the Mansory factory in Germany. Watching the original designer's jaws drop at what a guy in a garage had accomplished was the ultimate reward. It proved that Matt is not chasing fame. He is chasing the craft. He is there turning the wrenches himself, showing that with enough blood, sweat, and tears, no car is truly beyond repair. When Matt talked about using 3D printed parts to get the hypercar back on its feet, Rimac shut that down, saying it could not be done safely and that part prices online were wildly inflated. He even offered to let Matt bring the car to the Bugatti facility in Molsheim for an inspection, but Matt held his ground. He knew that if the car went back to France, it would be stripped down and costs would explode until it was practically a paperweight. He told his fans, "I have no choice but to try to get this car back on the road my own way." And that is exactly what he did. With the official parts supply locked shut, Matt and his team got creative, sourcing airbags from an Audi A3 and having custom radiators built from scratch to replace the destroyed ones. It was pure, unfiltered engineering grit. They had to revive the coolant, fuel, intercooler, and ECU systems, all from the dead. It was a huge gamble, especially since the car had been driven without coolant after the crash, a move that usually kills an engine for good. But against all odds, they hit the button, and that W16 roared to life for the first time. Yet the road was far from smooth. At one point, sharp-eyed viewers thought they saw a hairline crack on the chassis that could turn the car into a 300 miles per hour death trap, as such fine cracks can lead to catastrophic failure at high speeds, and the rumor mill went wild. Matt had to get under the car to check, only to find it was just dirt and residue on the underside. Then came the big issue, the transmission. Mate Rimac himself had said only 2 places in the world could split the Chiron's modular design to reach a damaged gearbox. Matt's response was to grab his tools and do it right in the garage. As it turned out, removing various bolts was all it took to split the modular design. He separated the transmission from the main block, while the CEO of Bugatti literally watched the project unfold from afar. With Bugatti refusing to help, Matt knew this task would not be easy. But by the time the interior was being rebuilt and the custom radiators installed, the progress was undeniable. As of early 2026, the car is a masterpiece in progress. The controversy has not faded, and the back and forth between a solo creator and a hypercar giant has generated millions of views and huge headlines. Matt stays undeterred, proving that even when the manufacturer locks the doors, passion, and a lot of winging it can keep the dream alive. Whether you see him as a hero or a brand risk, Matt Armstrong has taken the world's most unfixable car and turned it into the most legendary rebuild ever seen. He is not just fixing a Bugatti. He is taking on the entire corporate world one bolt at a time. And we are all right there in the passenger seat watching history unfold. While the wrenches were turning, the real fight was happening in the boardroom. Matt realized his struggle for parts was not only about safety. It was a clash between the do-it-yourself spirit and a multi-billion-dollar brand protecting its image at any cost. Matt Armstrong recently sat down for a candid, tell-all interview on the Cars and Money podcast and held nothing back. Talking with hosts Rob Moore and Carl Hartley, Matt finally revealed what it is really like to be in a head-to-head battle with a hypercar giant. He described his relationship with Bugatti CEO Matt Armstrong as a kind of Messi versus Ronaldo rivalry. Yes, they both love cars and move in the same circles, but the internet has turned their differences into a full-blown war. Matt made it clear we have mutual friends, but once the corporate world got involved, the story took on a life of its own. The tension was obvious when Carl Hartley stepped up to defend Bugatti's honor. Hartley's point was simple. Bugatti is not just a car brand. It is the peak of luxury, and they have a reputation to protect. They do not want a guy in a garage showing the world that their impossible machines can be fixed with grit and a bit of improvising. But Matt pushed back hard, asking a question every DIY builder has wondered. If he is willing to take full responsibility for the project, why will they not just sell him the parts? Hartley countered with a nightmare scenario that keeps corporate lawyers awake at night. He argued that if a Matt Armstrong repair failed and caused a major accident, the headline would not be YouTuber's bolt snapped. It would be Bugatti crash injures family. For a brand that sells million-dollar exclusivity, that is a risk they simply will not take. While Matt could see that side, he dropped his own bombshell. He suspects that Matt Armstrong actually wanted to help him, but someone higher in the corporate chain vetoed the deal, causing the sudden change in tone that left Matt stuck. As expected, fans are split. Some say that if Bugatti does not want people touching their cars, they should buy them back from insurance before they ever reach auction. Others think Matt is a huge brand risk who does not understand how the real world works. One thing is certain, this saga is not ending. With Supercar Blondie now reaching out to Bugatti for an official comment, the drama is only heating up. Matt is still in the garage, the world is still watching, and the most controversial rebuild in history is officially in high gear. What are your thoughts on the drama unfolding between Matt Armstrong and Bugatti? Share your opinions in the comments below. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.